We have all seen these pictures popping up all over the internet lately, curiously enough generated by an AI. All of us are also familiar with these weird creatures called graphic designers. The first one is able to create out-of-the-box designs, but requires a lot of code and is quite complicated to use. The second one, on the other hand, is very easy to interact with because you just need to ask it what you want and then it creates the design for you. But sometimes the designs aren't exactly what you're expecting, and also they require money in order for them to create the designs, if you can imagine that. Well, I was wondering, is there a way to combine the two? A way to ask an AI to create a design for you without going through all that complicated code and process, and it simply delivers? I don't know. What do you say?
Yes, Daddy. Please tell me what you want me to do, Daddy. Anything for you.
I forgot to. So you get the idea. I want to create an AI assistant designer that I can simply ask something like, give me decoration ideas for my new coffee shop, and a few minutes later it comes back with something like this, or this, or this, or even this. So this is how I plan to do it. First, we are going to create the avatar of our AI to interact with, because that's obviously the most important part. I'm also going to give it a voice to make me feel like I have friends. For the voice part, we need to build a text-to-speech module. Now, since I'm going to be asking my design requests orally, we need to build the reverse module as well. Speech to text. Great, now we can have a conversation with our AI. And although this can slightly fill the empty void we have inside, we need a bit more than that. We need it to actually be able to create the designs. For this, we are going to make use of Stable Diffusion. Diffusion takes design requests through text prompts. So the last part we need to do is convert some of our text into prompts and feed it to the diffusion module. And there you have it. This is how you create an AI assistant designer. And now for the fun part, actually doing it. Okay, so if we're going to do this, I'm going to need to start with the easiest, the most important part of this project, which is of course the creation of the avatar. To create the avatar, I'm going to be using Unity, and of course I have to create the models from scratch. We need to create the animations of the agent, we need to code the entire behavior of the agent, and finally we also need to design and code an environment that is most suitable for the avatar of an AI assistant designer, of course. Just kidding. I'm going to download everything from Unity's asset store because I'm lazy. Okay, so I have this asset with polygon characters. There are some interesting personalities here, so I'm going to have to go through some of them to choose the one that is perfect for our AI assistant designer, you know? It needs to capture its entire purpose. So here, for example, we have this old dude. He has a nice hat, but I don't think he's gonna cut it for a designer. So let's move on to the next. Here we have some basic white, you know what? I'm not gonna use you. Somebody else definitely will. McDonald's employee, firefighter, a lesbian anarchist, no, douchebag, skip. What is this? I mean, it's appropriate, but a hot dog, I'm not sure a designer would wear a hot dog. I don't know if they do that normally in their lives, but in our case, we do not want to keep that characteristic. This is Bob. We don't want Bob. And this. So we have selected our character. Now the next step is to find the appropriate animations for our assistant designer. So to do that, we're going to go back to Unity's asset store. Let's search for animations. Let's set the appropriate pricing. So loading. Basic motions. Nah. Ooh, what is this? Yep, this will do. just fine. Click. Yep, it's perfect for our designer. It's appropriate, it fits the character, and yeah, what else is there to say? Let's add this animation to our character now. So we have added the animations to our avatar, and this is how it looks. It's a bit laggy because, you know, my computer is garbage. This is the idle animation. This is her agreeing with me. This is her swinging. This is her looking away, by the way. They look perfect on here, don't you agree? Okay, now let's move on to the next step, which is to design the environment. And the environment needs to be a bit professional because, you know, she's a designer, she's in an office. So we need to find assets relevant to an office. So let's go ahead and do that. And we are done. We have a nice office, I think. What do you think? Oh, yeah, I forgot. You can't speak yet. Don't worry about that. We're going to give you a voice later. Okay, I think this is a good enough environment for here. And in case you were wondering, this dart game at the back has Elon Musk at the center, because I don't know why she hates Elon Musk for some reason. And just like Elon Musk, we also added a camera to make sure that our slaves, our employees, are working all the time without any additional benefits, you know? So yeah, I think this will do just fine. So we have created the avatar for our AI assistant. We have added the animations, we created the environment, but something is missing. That's something, it's her name. So I was seeking for an appropriate name, but I couldn't come up with something. So I think the best way to do this is by letting you guys decide what we shall name this AI assistant designer. So we're going to do that, and we're going to select the top rated comment in the comments below as the name for this AI assistant. And since I plan to use this assistant probably in some of the future videos of this channel, please, I beg you, choose an appropriate name, all right? I trust you, so go ahead and do that. I'll select the best one. All right, so for now, you shall remain nameless. Okay, so our avatar is finished, but just like all those cat girls on Twitch, she also has no brain. Therefore, we're going to fix that through some Python code and some magic. So let's go ahead and do that now. Speech. Hi everyone, just a quick intervention from the future. I noticed that the speech and the text labels are reversed here. That's because when you record the video, the text is mirrored. So this is what I meant to say, text and speech and text. I hope that doesn't confuse you, all right? Okay, let's get back to the video. Goodbye. In order for us to be able to communicate with our AI assistant designer, we first need to develop some communication elements and add it to its brain. Specifically, we need to create the speech to text element as well as the text to speech element. Speech to text is simply the process of me talking to the microphone and the AI transforming that into text in order for it to use it and understand it. Whereas the reverse, the text to speech, is simply the AI transforming text back into speech in order for it to communicate with me orally. So you get the idea, speech to text, text to speech, and we have communication with our AI. So for this functionality, Google has some amazing speech to text and text to speech APIs that we can use. Those APIs are able to understand many different accents, including broken ones like mine. So they are the idea for this project because we want the best possible functionality for our AI assistant designer. So let's go ahead and do that. No. No. So I found this open source library called Deep Speech that does exactly the same thing as Google and has some added advantages over their APIs, like being free. So we're going to use that instead. I mean, how bad can it be? Hello, why is this not working? I said car. What is this even? Is this German? Why don't you just understand what comes out of my mouth? So we are going to go with Deep Speech. With Deep Speech, we're able to convert speech into text. But remember that Stable Diffusion takes prompts as input, not simple text. So we need to find a way to convert the text into prompts. Prompt engineering is actually quite complicated. It has a lot of settings you can apply, like you can add weights to specific words in the text, you can ask for specific styles, color palettes, or even specific renders or designers or artists. That's some quite advanced stuff, so we're not gonna do any of that manually, of course, because that would take time. We don't do that here. Instead, our approach is going to be very basic. So let's go over it again. Every time I say I want, you are going to start listening and building the prompt based on everything that comes out of my mouth, okay? And when I say thanks, thank you, or please, you are going to stop recording the prompt, okay? So when I say I want to, you start recording the prompt. When I say please, thank you, thanks, you stop recording the prompt. Get it? It's simple. How about you? Do you get it? Of course you do. You are smart. Yes, very intelligent. My audience is intelligent. So let's move on. Moving on. Now our AI is able to understand speech but cannot talk back to us. So we need to fix that by giving it a voice. I found this open source library again in Python that makes it very easy to convert text back into speech. Remember how Google gives you a lot of functionality with a variety of voices, different genders, different languages, and even different accents? Well, with this library, you get none of that. Instead, we get two different voices, American male or American female, and we get one accent, robot. Yes, we get the robot accent.
So, deal with it?
Is this recording? It is. Perfect. Good morning, everybody. It's the next day and it's raining and we're trying to do this. You know what's really fun? It's when you think you're recording an entire video segment, but then you realize that you forgot to press record at the beginning. That's really fun. So anyway, as I was saying yesterday, I have given my AI a voice. A voice. It's a robotic voice, and here's how it sounds.
Hello everyone. I'm Nameless. I'm your personal AI assistant designer. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Let's make some designs. Woohoo.
So natural. Hey, don't judge me. This library is free and it's easy, just like your mom. So it's perfect for now. I'll work on this for a while and I'll get back to you when I have something interesting, okay? See you later. Boop. Hey, welcome back. So I definitely have something. The AI is now able to understand what comes out of my mouth and uses that to create a command for the Stable Diffusion model. So here's how it works. Now the AI is listening to me and it waits for specific commands. I have coded 3 different commands. So when I say something like hello, come on, you're embarrassing me. Oh.
I'm ready to party.
There you go. You see, when I say hello, then the AI responds with a random greeting that I have coded. When I say something like I want, you see, from this point forward, it listens to everything that comes out of my mouth, and whatever I say is going to be included in the prompt. But if I say I want again, everything that I said before is erased. So every time I want to create something new, I just need to say I want. I want something interesting for this YouTube video, and yeah, that's it. And when I want it to actually draw it, all I have to say is please, thank you, thanks.
Drawing. Please wait.
And there you go. But now...
Please wait.
Okay, I'm waiting. So there you go. The prompt is ready and it's going to send it to the Stable Diffusion model. But for now, we do not have anything implemented for that side. Therefore, we're gonna have to implement the actual most important aspect of this AI assistant designer, which is the Stable Diffusion model itself. By now, all of you have heard about Stable Diffusion, but for the few of you that have been living under a rock, Stable Diffusion is basically a deep learning model that takes text description as input and uses that to generate images as output. It starts with random noise, some magic happens in between, and after that you get extraordinary, never seen before images, just like the video you see here. You do not need to understand how exactly it works in order for you to use it. All you need to know is that model takes text as input, model gives image. A simple transaction, really. Luckily for us, Stability AI have recently released their Stable Diffusion model for everyone to use for free. You see, unlike other AI organizations that claim to be open, but not really, Stability AI is actually open access for everybody. But there is a problem. My PC is pure... What is it? What is this? An ad is playing on my video? Oh my god, is this exception? Oh my god, let's go back. Anyway, as I was saying, my PC is pure garbage. I hate you. Nobody loves you. Nobody. And as a result of that, unfortunately, I'm unable to run these diffusion models locally here on my PC, or so I thought. You see, when you are really desperate and it seems like there is no way of getting around a complicated coding issue this time you are really gonna have to put in the work yourself and try and solve this problem from scratch. When it all seems lost, there's always this one guy on GitHub that has already solved the problem for you. From all of us, thank you, random guy on GitHub that has solved this optimization problem for Stable Diffusion. So yeah, I found this library that has optimized Stable Diffusion for us and is now able to run on my PC. Even on this terrible, pure trash, garbage PC, we can run this optimized version for Stable Diffusion. So I guarantee you that you're probably gonna be able to run it on your PC as well. You're still trash though! Okay, so let's go ahead and set this up. And just like that, we have successfully set up Stable Diffusion. Our model is now ready to generate the images. All that is left now is for us to connect everything together to create our AI assistant designer. And we're ready.
This is so complicated.
What's that? What did you say?
This is so complicated, and my PC is also garbage. I'm never going to be able to use Stable Diffusion to create these beautiful, beautiful designs. I
hear you, robot voice from the audience, and I've got you. You can use Creative Fabrica. Oh. Creative Fabrica has developed Spark, their own AI image generator that you can use to create your own 100% unique images online. You can try it out for free or with a monthly $9 subscription to get some added benefits. By subscribing, you get 1,000 speed credits that allow you to jump to the top of the queue. You can also download your own creations along with their commercial license. At the moment, they are also running their November contest where you can submit your own designs created in Spark and win up to $100,000 in prizes. Creative Fabrica has also been featured on TechCrunch, which says a lot about their product. The links for everything are down below in the description. Please make sure to check them out because it's a major way for supporting this channel. And again, thank you Creative Fabrica for sponsoring this video and making this possible. Alright, let's get back to creating our anime girl, our AI assistant designer. Transition, ooh. So, as I was saying before, so far we have somewhat successfully, I must say, developed the avatar's, the AI assistant's brain, as well as the avatar. But currently, unfortunately, our assistant is quite dumb, because it has no brain. Don't judge her. All that is left now is to connect the brain to the assistant, and then we will get the AI assistant of our dreams. So in other words, we need to connect, the brain, which is in Python, the Python code, to the assistant's avatar, which is developed in Unity and C#. Unity has a way for us to port Python code into Unity, and we can do that through their own documentation. But reading documentation is not really our style, so instead of doing that, a simple solution is to turn our avatar's brain into a server and the avatar into a client, and the avatar is going to communicate with the brain over the local network. More precisely, the avatar is going to make a request over the local network into the brain, and the brain is going to respond back with the appropriate action as well as the appropriate oral response and whatever has been developed in its code. I think it's a simple and smart idea, and I hope that it's going to work perfectly. It was the dumbest idea I've ever had. Look at this. Look at this. It's lagging. And of course it's lagging, man. Come on. Communication through network is very slow, even more so when you are running a client, a server, a 3D avatar, a voice streaming in Python script, and a Stable Diffusion, everything together, along with recording the screen. I wonder why is it lagging? So this approach simply does not work. You know what works though? Pressing keys on my keyboard, using those key presses to connect the AI assistant to the brain. So instead of using the client server setup, we're going to use our good old keyboard to pass the messages. But you might say that manually pressing the keyboard is cheating, and I agree with you. I'm not going to press them manually. Instead, I'm going to press them through the Python script, which is the brain of the AI assistant. So this way, it's not cheating, okay? It's not cheating. It's a simple solution. It's an elegant solution that requires only 3 lines of code. Let me show you how that works, okay? Okay, so now I have disabled the server and client communication. Instead, it's working only with my keyboard. So if I press 1, you can see she nods. If I press 2, she does this little swinging animation. If I press 3, she looks down. This is a way to communicate with the avatar very fast, very conveniently. Remember kids, always think before you start coding, otherwise you're going to waste hours and hours of your time. I can't believe it. I think we're ready. I think we're ready to see if our AI assistant designer is everything we wanted it to be. And I think we're ready to test it. So what do you think? Are you ready to create some design for us? She's ready. So let's go ahead and do that. Whoop. Introducing the first version of our AI assistant designer and everything she's capable of. Enjoy. Well, hello, how's everything?
Hello. I'm ready to party.
That's good to hear. So let's get started. I want pictures of cats wearing cowboy hats. No. I want a cat wearing a cowboy hat. God damn it. I want modern coffee table designs. No, I want modern coffee table designs. I want modern coffee table designs. Thanks, please, thank you.
Modern coffee table designs. Drawing. Please wait.
Yes, we got one. It works. It works sometimes. Let's see what we get, alright? Yeah, let's go. Alright, this looks interesting. It's modern, it's a coffee table. Let's see the next one. This is trash. These flowers. Oh wow, this is something entirely new. You see, you can use that as as your initial design for a coffee table. Then you can adjust this in Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop or another software, and you can actually create some decent designs of coffee tables. Oh wow, this is actually beautiful. Look at how it also achieved a very similar background to the table. I mean, not only it takes care of the actual thing I asked, the coffee table design, the modern coffee table design, but it also takes care of the background. I wish I could see these paintings themselves. They actually look quite good. Let's see the next one. Pure garbage. Also, the size of the images is small. Again, this is because of my PC. I cannot create larger images. Not that good either. Some floating tables. They are actually quite inspirational. She also tries to create the appropriate context for these tables to exist in. Again, these designs are entirely new. I mean, she's an AI assistant designer. We asked her for modern table designs and she simply delivered. We can take some of these designs as our first step and actually continue the process of creating these tables in real life. Alright, some of them are not feasible because we cannot have entirely floating tables yet, but maybe sometime in the future. I mean, it's really fascinating how, without any other further context, this lady over here, the AI assistant designer we have created, was able to generate these results. As you can see, our AI assistant designer is flawless 10% of the time. I mean, all jokes aside, I think that it's actually doing a decent job as a prototype for an assistant. The designs are interesting to say the least. I plan to continue working on this assistant if it's something you find interesting and upload the process and the progress on this YouTube channel. Don't forget to name the AI in the comments below. I'll pick the top rated comment as the name for this AI. If you want more videos like this one, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out to develop these projects because these projects take a lot of time to make. Thank you for showing your support. See you next time, and until then, okay, bye.